Hey guys, Abboud here. I'm gonna actually talk to you about 5 great tips to check on your home that you have before a home inspection. We could do a lot more, but I'm gonna give you 5 good ones, okay? Go get one of these little testers from Lowe's. They're 20 bucks, or Home Depot, or any hardware store. You can find them sometimes less than 10, 20 bucks, sometimes for 10. What I want you to do is take it and test every outlet. Make sure it's wired correctly. When you have that, it's a simple thing to do because people freak out about electricity and they think it's a big safety issue, which it is. So you want to make sure all your outlets are wired properly. So I would just go from outlet to outlet, and test every single one and make sure that it's coming to a correct wire and it's grounded, right? Number 2, GFCIs. Make sure anything within a water source, test out. See how that tripped? That's part of that whole electrical thing. Today we had an inspection here. Here's a sink, right? And I never knew there was an outlet down here on the wall. Well, it's within the 6 feet, so we had to put a GFI there because someone could plug in and be near a sink. Another tip for you for home inspections. Make sure all the doors latch and close. Make sure that's being taken place. I always go to all the windows and doors and make sure everything opens and closes properly. You don't want windows to fall straight down when you open them. That's a safety hazard. You want them to be able to open and close, efficiently without having any hazard. Same thing with exterior doors. You want all the locks to latch. Test them all out. That's number 3, by the way. I check all that out. I also check handrails. Come out here if you have handrails. Make sure everything's solid. If it's something that can't handle, a lot of weight, that's another thing that could be caught on your home inspection. Light switches, turn all the lights on and off. Make sure that's another thing. Make sure that all the lights work. For example, just hit them all. I was at a house yesterday that the outlets were wired up to the switch, which was not really proper, so we had to fix that. Always kick the heat and AC on, make sure that's working. And then in the bathrooms, I always flush toilets and run the vanities, make sure there's no leaks. Let me turn this fan off for you. So you would run this and make sure you have no leaks underneath, which we do, actually. You can take a look here. See a little bit of puddle of water? There's a leak there, so we're gonna have to check that out. It's an easy fix. A lot of times in home inspections, you wanna make sure the toilet's flush, and you wanna make sure they're solid in place. Make sure it doesn't rock all around, make sure it's bolted down. But we definitely got a leak there, so I'm gonna have to have that addressed. Again, another water source. We're going back to that GFI. We're gonna test it. It works. So that's a couple quick tips for you. When if you want to prepare before home inspection, walk through the house, test the doors, test the windows, test the thermostat, test the water supplies, make sure there's no leaks. Test the electrical stuff. Test your smoke detectors, right? Test all the things that the inspector is going to test. A lot of times people always forget, they always forget is the tilt thing for the stoves. A lot of new stoves get installed and then they don't put the tilt thing in, and right there it is. Look, they didn't install it. So that has to get installed because the home inspector is going to hit you for that no matter what. So that needs to be installed on the stove. What that does is it prevents it from tilting forward. That's what that does. And commonly, I see it every time. They always leave that in the bottom drawer and it never gets installed. So a little hot tip for you. So remember, use common sense, preview the property, test those couple things, because a lot of times inspectors, what I just did, I'm gonna run water, test outlets, turn things on and off, test the doorbell, test doors, windows, making sure that everything functions, right? If it doesn't function right, it's probably gonna get caught on the home inspection. So do a little pre-screening and then you can clean that stuff up, which will reduce the stress level later when you're going to actually have the home inspector come in and find and do his job and find anything else that you may have missed. So keep that in mind, all right? Thanks for watching again. Don't forget to subscribe to the Abboud channel and the Mastering Art of the Flip 2.0. Thank you.